Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Kathy. Over the course of the past few days, there's been some discussion about a potential Brady Giglio situation involving a participant in the Idaho4 case. I wish to bring to your attention the fact that over a year and a half ago, the prosecutor in Idaho versus Kohberger filed a document on the public docket notifying both the judge, at that time it was Judge John C. Judge, and the defense of a potential Brady Giglio situation involving an unnamed officer who was involved in the Idaho4 investigation. And there's also an order that Judge John Judge entered sealing those records from the public. As I've mentioned before, I host a special series on Idaho versus Kohberger on my podcast series that's available to you on Spotify, on Listen Notes, on Amazon, on iHeart, and some other platforms that goes over each and every court filing in this now voluminous docket, which is so difficult to sort through. And in each episode, I discuss an item on the court docket. Episode 1 dealt with page 1 of the first document on the docket, which is the affidavit of probable cause that led to Mr. Kohberger's arrest. The most recent episode deals with the court filing an order entered by the new jurist, Judge Stephen Hippler, setting for hearing a matter concerning Mr. Kohberger's representation. Episodes 53 and episodes 54 deal with the Brady Giglio situation in Idaho 4. What is Brady Giglio? Brady Giglio is actually two separate Supreme Court cases, U.S. Supreme Court, from the 1970s. One was ruled on in 1970. The second was 1972. U.S. versus Brady, U.S. versus Giglio. I've provided the citations to both in the description to this YouTube episode. And what it boils down to is a defendant's due process privileges. You'll see in many of the filings where the defense cites to the United States Constitution at the 14th Amendment. That's the due process clause. And it mandates that state proceedings must be fair when a state is seeking to take someone's property or their liberty or their life. A person is entitled to due process of law, which requires notice and opportunity to be heard and a fair judiciary. The Brady Giglio cases stand for the proposition that a defendant is entitled to receive exculpatory evidence and deals with the prosecutor's obligation to see to it that the defense gets exculpatory evidence. What is exculpatory evidence? It is the exact opposite of inculpatory. You'll see examples of inculpatory evidence that the state claims it has against Mr. Kohberger discussed in the affidavit of probable cause, leading to the conclusion that they have that Mr. Kohberger is the correct defendant in this case. Exculpatory is the exact opposite. It deals with information that may have been uncovered in the investigation or thereafter, leading to a party's arrest, that shows or tend to show that person is not guilty of the crimes. I provided a link to the two episodes, 53 and 54, from my Spotify podcast. I hope that you will listen to them, and I hope that you will subscribe to the channel. Thank you, as always, for joining me here today.